Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, my little Tattle Tells? Just had to come in here for a special midnight viewing. Went out with my BFF, had some fun, and I'm back to see what's going on, y'all. Mm. Did you see the previews for the Real Housewives of Potomac next episode with me and Candiace? I know you did, and we're also going to talk about. Did you see Andy and Nicki were at the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion? We all knew Andy wasn't giving up his seat, but I guess they probably had a special, like, I don't know, 15-minute episode where Nicki was able to sit down with cards and ask some questions. Let me put my Nicki voice on. Candiace. No, that God, I can't do Nicki's absence, right? Oh, so you think I just don't know how Nicki is gonna question anyone because she's a great woman. If any barbs are wondering or watching, I love Nicki Minaj. She is a joy. She is a national treasure. She is everything. Let me not get started on Nicki because I know those barbs be in the comments something vicious. What's up, Tomikia? What's up, Coffee's Review? Hey, Meg. What's going on, girl? Listen, Nicki Minaj, what questions is she going to ask Candiace about what? Because she said that she wasn't a fan of Candiace, right? It would be so cool if they did a drive back, whatever. But then Nicki wouldn't even get on a Doja Cat, wouldn't even get on a Doja Cat sample. So why would she get on drive back? But I think the Candiace album is a bop. But it just makes me wonder if you wouldn't do Doja Cat, why would you do Candiace Dillard? But you never know. Ooh, maybe Nicki and Candiace will collab for Real Housewives of Potomac season 7 intro. It'd be like, real, you make me come back. Come back. And Nicki be like, yeah, come back. Come back. You know? I don't know. I'm just thinking. So listen, I really want to know because Nicki said she wasn't a fan of Candiace. She loves Karen. I wonder if she's gonna like Mia, but what could Nicki probably ask Candiace? Because Nicki's mouth says what it wants, does what it wants, and it does it how it wants. So that's a weird thing. Ellen, they're both Saggies. So it's kind of like, where could you actually say? What could you actually do? I'm actually really wondering what happened at the reunion because she said she wasn't a fan of Candiace and she had a lot of questions for Candiace. You know what I'm saying, right? Candiace album is so good, Southern Lady. Hey, in a bug, what's going on? Hey, Tasha, Oh, thank you, Meg. Thank you. Oh, you guys haven't seen my hair in a ponytail in a while, right? You know, I was on strike from humanity, but I'm back. I found the brush, put my hair in a ponytail, put a little clip-in ponytail on top of that, you know, did a little clip-in ponytail. It was cool, I love, if there's one thing I can't resist, it's free food and an $11.99 clip-in ponytail from the beauty supply store. Shout out to all the beauty supply stores. I'm waiting until a black-owned one comes to my neighborhood, right? Until then, I try to conserve, right? Wait, you hope Nicki gives it to Candiace. Why? Are we still debating on whether or not Candiace and Mia, which moves us into our next topic? Y'all, what question? How can Nicki give it to Candiace? Nicki says what she wants when she wants. She literally just went to war with a prime minister, 2 prime ministers, and 1 president, and the Surgeon General, no, not the Surgeon General, but the National COVID Caesar, whatever his name was, Dr. Fauci, because she opened her mouth about being vaccinated because she didn't want to show up at the MTV Music Awards because she didn't want to get served. What the hell is she going to say to Candiace? Tell her to use her words nicely. Have you heard the way Nicki drags people? And when Nicki's done dragging with them, the barbs eat the carcasses. Nicki is like Scar, and her barbs are like the hyenas. What could Nicki possibly say? Listen, I believe this in life. In order to be able to say anything to anyone, at least me, you need to have the moral authority. And listen, I admire the way Nicki says her mouth says what it wants, it does what it wants. Nicki's super smart. So, like, what am I saying? Y'all know who Nicki Minaj is. She wouldn't have gotten where she was if she wasn't this thing. And Nicki can give me a lot of advice: how to grow, how to do my hair, how to do my makeup, how to have a big stage presence, how to be a smart mogul, how to take over a man-dominated industry and rule it and make all those guys her sons. But being like watching my words, being careful what I say, worrying about other people's feelings. Are these things that Nicki Minaj can actually talk to me about or teach me? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. For all you people that's like, I hope, like, you know, you want Nicki to get on stage, walk on stage strutting, right? Everything sitting like it should be. Candice be sitting there, and then you're gonna have like Mia and Karen and probably Monique from the studio audience being like, ram her ass up, ram her ass up, ram her ass up, right? Monique in the studio audience, ram her ass up. But where's the moral authority? What moral authority does Nicki have to actually say anything? That said, I don't think she's going to get Candiace together. Nicki is such a skilled, adept businesswoman and like just a creative mind. I really think that she's going to go in there with everybody thinking that she's going to be very, very harsh on Candiace, and she's going to flip that script on everybody. And I think she's probably going to be even or equally harsh on everybody. And I don't even think she's going to be harsh. I think she's going to keep it cute, but she's going to kind of press them, right? But I think she's going to equally press everybody. You know, it's like Nicki is Potomac for life. She ain't messing up that gig. Hopefully she... Oh, thank you, Trey. Appreciate it. I love Candiace too, but y'all already know. But wait, no, let me play neutral. Was Candiace wrong? Spoiler alert. I don't think she was, but whatever. Here's the thing. Let's get into the new thing. Let me just put it out there. Candiace went too far last time. She should have pulled back. She went too far. However, when someone tells you that you are triggering them, and listen, all things are on the table except for physical violence. If somebody tells you you are triggering them, how do you not expect for them to react with all the ferociousness in their heart? I mean it. I had a bunch of y'all being like, I think they would do it right in think pieces. I think the problem is Tisa identifies in Candiace and she needs to look deep inside to see what. Girl, stop. Stop with the think pieces. It's not that serious. It's just the fact that when you, listen, here's my issue with Mia, right? And again, my issue with Mia does not pertain to Candiace talking about her mom, even though people have been talking about Candiace's mom for the last 4 seasons, right? My issue with Mia is this, right? Let's use Meg, my good girl, my good Judy, right? Meg Har, right? I know that's not what good Judy means, but shut up. I wanted to say it. It sounded good. Let's just say, Meg, me and you are going at it, right? And you're trying to rip my soul out. The fact that you're trying to rip my soul out, but none of your drags are landing, does not mitigate the fact that you're trying to rip my soul out. And I will treat you like you're trying to. Y'all think because Mia has weak reads, you think because Mia has weak drags, and because her drags never land, because it's just like, girl, get out of here. And because this and that, and because she's a bit of a joke, y'all think because of all that, then you need to give a pass. Well, Mia is actually literally trying to come for Candiace. Just because you tried to take a shot and you missed does not mean you didn't try to take a shot. I will treat you like you've been coming at me, and I will address this. This is what I think, right? Listen, the dumb thing about Mia being, listen, I watched the next episode, like the 6-minute thing, and I'll say this. Candiace was really, really hurt. Mia was hurt. But the way she pulled her mom over her like a shield, and then Mia said, and if my mom relapses, I'm coming for that bitch. And I said, if your mom relapses, this is what she said in the preview. If you haven't seen the preview, go to All True Tea. They show the preview, 6 minutes. Right? Matter of fact, what am I saying? I'm going to play y'all the preview. Hold on, everybody, because they can't copyright it if all you do is listen to sound. Look at me thinking. So let's do this, right? Well, first let me tell you about it, then I'm going to play it, right? So they were like, you know what? Actually, let's play it first. And then I'm going to read the comments while it's playing. Where is it at? I'm going to read the comments while it's playing. And then we're going to actually have a real good kiki about this mess. Because I was just like, Wait, where is it? Hold on. Let's see. Bravo, Real Housewives of Potomac preview. You know the reunion. Well, of course, y'all did this. What we talking about, Nicki. Hold on. I can't find it. I know it's on All True Tea. I just can't find it. But let me tell you something, right? In that thing, Mia said, No, because she actually didn't even care about my mom being low budget. She just saw that as a way to gain sympathy. Because Mia becomes whoever she needs to be, right? I'm gonna read the comments in a second because I know y'all cursing me out. Y'all never agree with me, right? But and then we're gonna talk and stuff. But Mia was literally like, no, let me tell you about my mother. And Candiace was like, what's your mom got to do with this? And I get it. Candiace was hype, and I'm the same way. If I am upset, I'm not trying to hear anything in my ear. But to tell me the truth, I think that's just being human. Because I don't know anyone when they're upset, that they listen to reason. Y'all can sit here and be like, well, I do. You're lying because you're not really upset. When somebody really has you going, it is human nature to be like, come on now, go away from me with this Apollo. Shout out to Phaedra. Go away with me. Wait, go away from me with this Apollo. Go away from me with this Apollo. Go away from me. That's the way it is, right? When Apollo walked up on Phaedra, when he was like, where's my ATV? You gave it to the feds, right? That was such a funny season. He hid ATVs and cars at Todd and Candy's house, and then Phaedra sent the feds to Todd and Candy's house. Girl. Anyway, so Mia said, if that, and guess what? My mom has struggled long and hard. And Candiace was like, what's that got to do with me? And then Mia said, and that's when I was like, Mia, you play too much. Because now you're using this mom thing as a sympathy thing. She said, and if my mom relapses, right? If my mom relapses, I'm coming for that bitch. And I said, if your mom relapses, you're coming for Candiace. If your mom relapses, you're coming, because Candiace called her low budget. Let's not forget that Mia literally sat up there and had lunch with her mom and reminded her mom of when her dad used to beat her butt, when she was on drugs, when her mom sent her away. Her mom started breaking down in tears and had to say on national TV that Mia's dad got her on drugs, that Mia's dad did this. Her mom broke down on national TV because Mia was sitting there dragging that shit out because Mia was using her mom for a storyline. And y'all can say, oh, no. Mia was just being open with her life for the viewers. Yes, and that is called using somebody for a goddamn storyline. Mia was being open for the viewers, and she was using her mom for a storyline. That is what being open with the viewers are. You open up your life for us to actually be entertained. The fact that your mom was on the menu for that, you are going to blame Candiace for your mom relapsing if she does? What's more likely to have your mom relapsing? Someone calling her low budget that you keep bringing up, or you having her spill her guts and then talk about, and then the next scene, it makes me mad. Like my mom, let me do Mia. Where's Mia? Let me put this damn coat on. Hold on, let's do Mia. No. Let's put this on. This is Mia. Hold on, y'all. This is Mia, because she always stay on some sexy librarian tees, bundled up, but still in a skin tight something, but bundled up. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to imitate Mia. Hold on, because Mia loves this shit, right? She likes it to be skin tight. She don't like any skin showing, but she likes to be skin tight. I guess she learned this from the gentleman's club. So this is Mia, and she always got like something like covering her hands up to here, right? And Mia's like, I don't know what the problem is with my mom. I'm fun to hang out with too. I mean, my mom, with my sisters and them, she's always taking care of them. And she's always taking care of the kids. And my kids are fun. So why don't we go get ice cream? And then she's sitting up there while she's on her mom being like, well, you weren't always around. So now would be a good time for you to really get to know your grandkids. We exist too. And then Mia's mom looked at her with tears in her voice and was like, Mia, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'll make it up. You literally tried to pick a fight on camera with your mom because your mom pays more attention to your nieces and nephews and her daughter that she raised, her daughter and your son that she raised, right? You literally did that with your sisters and nephews, and that's not because you were jealous, and brought her up on screen and did all that stuff. But yet Candiace is the one that's going to cause your mom to relapse. And that's when I said Mia's using her mom for a storyline. And also, I do know from Liars, here's the thing. I'm not saying Mia doesn't hold any pain. I'm not saying that Mia's mad for being wrong for being mad at her mom. She should be. Her mom gave her up and put her in foster care. Her mom is the reason for a lot of hell she experienced in life, and her dad. What I am saying, sorry guys, what I am saying, I got something in my eye. What I am saying is, like most liars, as soon as they get something that can justify their shit, they hide behind it. And for Mia, that is her mom, right? Again, if you're so worried about your mom relapsing, why? Like, Candace calling your mom low budget and you having your mom on TV spilling her goddamn guts about everything her dad did. And it was some dark stuff. I'm not going after Mia. I'm not going after her mom. I'm saying that I remember before Candace even called her mom low budget, I said, this is really dark for reality TV. I want the producers to pull back. I'm not saying that like Mia has a right to be mad at her mom. Her mom, thank God you have been through some shit. But I also was like, pull it back. This is really, really dark. And you're worried about Candace saying low budget, but that's what you're saying. And then Karen, Candace, no, because you need to. If there's one thing you can trust on Karen, to jump in, talk to Candace like she is a little kid, first of all, right? Talk to Candace like she is a little kid, and also throw Candace under the bus. Why? Because Karen always has to be right. Karen is still mad that she tried to put that little girl, which she thought of Candace, in her place. And Candace not only grew, but she thrived. And she came back more mature and calmer for at least 4 episodes, right? Right? She came back more mature and she came back calmer. And Karen can't stand the fact that in her mind, she was not right. Y'all can say what y'all want about Karen. I love Karen. She makes me laugh. She's a great person. But there is a hubris that Karen has that I find so amusing. But when that hubris is turned against you, the way Wendy even realized the second season, and I don't really agree with what Wendy's doing, but do what you got. She is humbling herself to Karen because Karen has hubris. Nobody can be bigger. Nobody can be badder. She can be the queen, and you can be like, not even a princess in training. Raven can be a princess in training. You can be a queen and you can be one of her ladies in waiting, but Karen must always be the queen. She must have the best ideas, the best style, the best everything. And again, on TV, I find it very, very, very entertaining. But the real life version of that, I don't find entertaining at all. Let's read some of these damn comments and see what's going on, right? Now, Nene would gather Candace. I don't know about that light mission because Nene couldn't even gather Claudia. Listen, Nene couldn't gather Claudia. Nene could not gather Claudia. And Claudia's is cap. Nene never gathered Kenya. Now, don't get me wrong. Nene never made a fool of herself. Mia's drags never land. Y'all talk about, like, for Mia to be like, mothers are off limits. I'm sorry, hold on. Got to put my Mia clothes on. Hold on. For Mia to be like, hold on, gotta put my Mia clothes on. Hold on. For Mia to be like, mothers are off limits, you know, like they're just off limits. G and I both agree that mothers are off limits, right? But then what's the next thing after that? After that it aired, right? What's the next thing that she tweeted after that aired? She literally tweeted, you got all the, because everybody was like, yes, Askala. Askala is so beautiful. I was like, yes, Askala, give us a look. And Mia was fucking jealous because Mia's a jealous-hearted person. Mia was jealous that everybody in the comments was like, oh my God, Askala, this, yes, queen, the best fashions, because Mia got to be the best at everything, right? And she literally tweeted, you got all those designer fashions, but you're living at a townhouse with your mother. It's giving broke-ass college student vibes. Mia, the person that said we can't talk about anybody's mother, not only talked about Askala's mother, not even that, talked about Askala living with her mom, and then said broke-ass college vibes. And then Askala tweeted back, because you know Askala is like, Mia, don't play with me. Play with your own mom. She said, first of all, my mom, we don't live with my mom. My mom lives with us. because she watches the kids. Not everybody's relationship is a work in progress. No, not everybody is working on their relationship with their mother. Sorry to tell you that, and gave little kissy lips. That's how you do it. But you see, as much as Mia talk about, I don't go after parents. Parents are off limits. You don't know why Askala's mom is living. Well, she's not. She's living with Askala. But even if it was what Mia said, you don't know why Askala's mom's living with her. You don't know what Askala's mom's been through. You don't know what Askala's situation is. You don't know why that woman lives with her. But you still try to humiliate her on these Twitter streets and on Instagram because you thought you could go for an easy kill. But like always, when Mia goes for an easy kill, literally she got her ass handed to her. And because she gets her ass handed to her, everybody acts like she's harmless. She's not harmless. She's just ineffective. But if someone is always trying to shoot you and they keep missing, are you going to keep letting them try? Or are you going to grab the gun and take it away from them? Like, enough of this. Do you see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? Let's go through these comments, right? What long post did Mia post? Let me go on Instagram and see what Mia posted me, or, what's up? Listen, it's not that I don't like Mia, because I find Mia really, really amusing, but I don't like the way everybody is dragging Candiace. Granted, what Candiace said was mean. Candiace went too far, but Mia was trying to hurt Candiace too. It's just the fact that Mia was ineffective. The fact that you were ineffective doesn't have anything to do with me. Second of all, Karen called Giselle across the table, literally dragged her for having a nervous breakdown because Jamal ran her ass into a crazy hospital, said you're just an old broke down whore from Hampton U and everybody knows, and then said she had an STD across a dinner table while Giselle just sat there and took it. And they acting because Candiace said your mama's low budget. She's the second coming of like Ishmael. That doesn't even make sense, but y'all know what I'm saying. She's the second coming of Lucifer, right? Listen, Candiace will not come for Giselle. Candiace goes for people with weak reads. I don't believe that. If you guys remember season 1, 2, or 3, they accused me of not watching the Potomac. I've been watching Potomac since the very beginning. I was watching Potomac when y'all didn't even care about it, right? When they were talking about, what were they talking about? Candiace has always come. She came for Charisse. She came for Charisse. She came from Giselle. She even came at Robin. She has gone hard at everybody. Candiace ain't never scared. And that's why Giselle used to have a problem with her, because Giselle tried that shit and Candiace ate her ass up for lunch, right? You said, I thought the Bravo seems to be promoting Askala more than Mia. Yeah, I think that's why Mia is a little bit worried, because here's the funny thing. Bravo thought that with Mia's energy, because I don't care what y'all say, I think Mia's been talking to Monique, and that's fine. Do what you gotta do to stay on the show, right? The only thing that I think Monique did wrong was when she put her hands on Candiace and then went on that weird smear campaign. I thought it was weird gaslighting. But honestly, if her and Candiace, if she had never put her hands on Candiace, I'd have been like, all right, well, that's between y'all. Sort it out, right? But I will say that I think the producers were like, okay, we don't have Monique, and we need someone that's going to be messy and bring that drama, right? And bring that same energy. So they brought in Mia. But the thing is, I think they'll think that they counted on, and they promoted Mia to be a housewife and kept Askala as a friend, because I think they thought that the viewers were going to really, really respond to that, and when that happened, we were like, oh my God, can you bring it back from being dark? This is too dark. We don't want to talk about people's parents who are in rehab and all this stuff. And can we just lighten it up? Because the funnest episode they had was Unreasonably Shady, right? When it was light, it was shade, but it was light. It was like whatever. People got a little upset, but everybody left kind of on the same page, except Giselle. She ain't leave. She was still mad about that ditch in her driveway. But my whole point was, if you notice with Askala, the difference that separates housewives from friends is the fact that friends of housewives, you don't see their family, you don't see their kids, you don't have to see this, you don't see that. The fact that now you're seeing more of Askala's family and more of this, I think the producers edited her in afterwards, because they saw the fans were like, listen, everybody is on their own island. We like the fact that Askala is neutral, and we like the fact that Askala can tell everybody about themselves, right? They can tell everybody about themselves while still being friends with everyone. But I do agree that Mia's worried, right? Somebody said Nicki needs to be fair about the reunions, that are all her wigs and all her albums can go in the trash. You're tired of the double standards. Treat Candiace Dillard fair, or she can read Nicki too. That's another thing. I just don't understand how. I think Nicki is going to be fair. I just don't understand how she could not be, because Nicki, your mouth does what it wants. Who are you? But then again, isn't that Real Housewives of Potomac? Doesn't Karen sit there and lecture Candiace? Candiace, you see how she jumped in front of Mia? Candiace, you can't be saying this. Did anybody do that when you called Giselle an old broke down whore from Hampton U and literally dragged her and laughed in her face about having a nervous breakdown and going to a mental hospital? And y'all want to forget about that? Man, I can't. Now, you remember when Eric Jimenez said, "You can't handle my motherfucking Matthew Peter guns. I'm her, she is me." Mega her. You said, if her mom realized, it's because you exploited her. Not exactly, right? And then you said, did it just start? Did it just start? Hey, Gloria, what's up, mama? Yes, it just started. Hold on really quick. Candiace knows how to keep things light. 90K tear down. Bigfoot, I gave her a beverage. That was offset. Candiace has completely ruined her reputation. Now, here's the thing. I don't think she's ruined. Hey, Betty Chamber. Everybody say hi to Chaplain Betty Bradley Frazier. What's up? Let me tell you something. I don't think Candiace has ruined her reputation. Let me tell you why I actually feel for Candiace too. Because there's something to say where everybody has good points and everybody has bad points. Everybody has highs and everybody has lows. And on camera, they're caught. And this is the thing about self-fulfilling prophecies, that I feel bad for Candiace. And no, I don't feel bad because I see myself in Candiace. Y'all stop writing think pieces. But I can see other people's perspective. And you guys can too if you would just stop for 10 seconds, right? But self-fulfilling prophecies, because everybody is waiting for Candiace. It's like if I had a blow up. And then for a year, y'all are like, you still the same old Tisa. You still the same old Tisa. You still the same old Tisa. And the minute somebody steps the bound and I curse them out, everybody's like, see, I knew it. No, you were waiting for me to fail. And if anyone long enough, they will mess up. Anyone. That's why the police fucking follow people for miles, because even if you're doing nothing wrong, if you watch anybody long enough, they're going to do something that you can criticize. And they sit there waiting. And I don't like that. That's the type of shit I don't like. Alexa, play Chief Keef. Listen, no one is on Candice's side. Listen, I'm on Candice's side. Kind of. All right? So, all I need in this life is sin. I was embarrassed more so with G saying the stuff Mia's husband is saying. That's crazy. Let me tell you something also. Remember when G first came in and he dangled his car keys in front of Eddie and was like, "Who's the valet? You the valet? You better park it." And everybody was just laughing. I got really condescending. You think because you got more money than everyone, you can look down. And I actually do feel some type of way that Askala, but you know what I realized in Real Housewives of Potomac? It's okay to stunt on people with your money. Ashley can do it. Giselle can't do it, right? Neither can Robin. But Karen can do it. Ashley can do it. Anybody can do it. And they invite Mia to do it. But you can't stunt with degrees. You can't stunt with how much your husband is a supportive partner. You can't stunt with your recording career. You can't stunt with the fact that, you know what? You can say what you want about Candiace and you can say what you want about Chris. But all those women had their shit handed to them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because if somebody wants to hand me something, please, I'll take it, right? I'm playing devil's advocate. If anybody wants to shower me with gifts, please, I'll send you my P.O. box, right? It's TisaTellss. If you want to put my name on a deed, go on, right? So I'm not discouraging that behavior. But what I am saying is all of the women on the show, except for Giselle and Robin, had shit handed to them. Ashley, you had everything you have handed to you. Karen, everything you had came through a man. Candiace and Chris are actually a young couple, youngish, right? For a housewife, working and getting their first starter house. They are the most realistic. And I know Potomac is supposed to portray wealth, but we all know at this point, Bravo, they portray upper middle class and above, right? So no, nobody on Potomac is a millionaire, right? Or well, maybe Karen and Ray are, right? But you get my point. They are a young couple, and Candiace has worked for everything that she has now. Now, granted, her mommy might have been supporting her, and this and that, and that's what generational wealth is for, because I can support you until you can stand on your own 2 feet. And I'm going to give you a solid platform. So when you stand on your own 2 feet, you don't got to get a studio above the Piggly Wiggly supermarket. You can move in to your dream house. They're a young couple. What the fuck did Ashley build? What did Ashley have before Michael married her? Now, Karen might have had a business, maybe. I don't know. It's unclear. Or maybe she was living on her family's farm. But y'all get my point, right? Yeah. Let's see. That's gone. Listen, G and Mia tries to play so perfect. The producers are going to rip her apart next season because she was more cringing because G was supposed to put on this thing where G is a yucky. And when I say yucky, anyone that talks about threesomes in mixed company and brags about his wife gets to pick out the girls and say he prefers white girls, and he's acting like he's humping the air while we're meeting people on national TV for the first time. Not for me. So listen, Tina said that's going to be hilarious. They just need to get someone professional treat to do the interview. We'll see. Let's see. What other let's see. Who said I like Candiace? Okay, you said Candiace is jealous that the lady's husband has monies and hers doesn't. Listen, I think that Candiace is jealous. I do think, follow me on this, I do think that Candiace feels some type of way, not with the ladies, but in her peer group and her country club group, that Chris is not on the level of other people's things. Yeah, Candiace got a trust fund and she's doing okay, and Chris is doing okay. But I do also think that she's sensitive about it. It's a sore spot for her. So they're not broke by our standards, but I feel in Candiace's circle, Chris is maybe the person doing the least, and she has an issue with it. I don't think she's jealous of the people's money because Candiace already has money. If she left Chris, Miss Dorothy Dot or whatever would shower her with money. Candiace will never have to worry about a bill. So if I don't have to worry about a bill and I see your husband, I'm just like, your husband looks like Gollum. Mine's is kind of sexy. Your husband is grabbing cameraman's butts and your husband is doing this and that. Mine's is right here. Candiace and Chris are super, super deep in love. I do think she's a little sensitive about the finances. I'm just being real. But that's one thing. Candiace wouldn't trade Chris for the world. They are deep, deep, deep in love. Now, this brings me to when Candiace was breaking down in the season the other preview. She was breaking down and she was just like, it was weird because she threw a salad first. She started knocking stuff over. She did this, she did that. And this is why I say that violence, I agree. When Candiace is attacked, she goes nuclear. But this is why I always say too, why you don't solve shit with violence. Because I was watching the way Candiace acted, and that's why I said she went too far. She literally, because some of the shit she was saying didn't even match up to what was going on. And I felt like she was kind of in some type of PTSD. Just don't laugh. I'm serious. Kind of some type of PTSD over the shit that happened with her and Monique. That humiliation, the way she was dragged through the internet. Bullying is something real. Bullying is something real on the internet. And Candiace was fucking bullied last year. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what you say. The fact that somebody literally violates you and puts your hands on you, and I can imagine I'm already feeling type of way. And I go online, people like, not even go online, but everybody on YouTube is saying, that's why you deserved it. I wish she would have headed. I wish they would have put a boot ahead. And everybody's like, yes, going for blood, right? On YouTube, on Twitter, paid bots, Instagram. That shit is PTSD. We just saw, and anyone that said, oh, I wouldn't care, turn it off. Listen, go watch The Whistleblower on Instagram and on Facebook. That shit is meant to get into your minds. Do you know that they've done studies that said that girls that watch it are 13% more likely to, I don't want to say it because whatever, but 13 more likely to really, really hurt themselves, all because of Instagram, eating disorders, hurting yourself, hurting others, all this stuff because of social media, right? We need to stop. Listen, the times of our parents' generation acting like social media is just something you just turn off and go to bed. No, it's not. The psychological studies have come out. This is from the Pew Charitable Trust, since y'all like quoting that in my quote so much. This is from think tanks This is from psychological analysis. Social media is super destructive to a person. Do you know that they actually did studies that showed that when you go into chat rooms and you start arguing with someone, it is the same effect on your mind, on sectors of your brain, as arguing with somebody you know? Your mind can't tell the difference. Social media is super destructive when it gets negative. I say all this to say, Candiace was humiliated and beat on social media. And then after that, people literally said not only did she deserve it, but she should have gotten hurt more. Listen, I don't care who you are. You know what? And who those are like, oh, I wouldn't care. Okay, well, you go back to Cell Block 4 Debo, because over here, we are pretty precious princesses. No. We don't want any harm to befall this, right? So it seemed like, just follow me on this. I know I'm being long and convoluted, but that's kind of my thing, right? It seemed like that Candiace was literally taking the position of the abuser. And now Mia, even though I think Mia started it and Mia was wrong and all, but Mia was now the person to abuse. And that's why I was telling all you people last year, this is why violence is never the answer, because violence begets a cycle of violence. Abuse begets a cycle of abuse. We don't tell people, oh, don't put your hands on people because you might get beat up, or don't put your hands on people because this and that. And this is why there's jail time for it, because it starts a cycle of abuse. And the victimized becomes the victimized becomes the victimizer, and there becomes another victim, and it goes on and on and on. And even if you think you work through it, unless you get some professional therapy and time passes, it's very easy to fall into that role where now you want to feel powerful, and now you're the victimizer, and you look for somebody else to abuse. I know you're like, oh, it's not that serious, but it actually is. And that's when I was looking at what Candiace was saying and yelling. I was like, you're literally acting out because you were victimized. And now you're trying your best to get into a position of power. But you're so desperate to get into a position of power because you need to feel that, because so much was taken from you. And this isn't just Candiace. This is a human response to being abused and humiliated. You want so desperately to feel that power and to reclaim what was taken from you that you'll even take it from someone else if you need to. That's why we need to keep our goddamn hands to ourselves and stop hitting our children and loved ones. But, that's what it is, right? This is, hey, QK, what's up? This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Yes, exactly. QK. Hate creates more hate. Absolutely. It 100% does. And when you add physical in, it creates a new dynamic. I know people say words hurt just as much as a fist. That's true, right? But Candiace had words and a fist rained down on her for a year with glee. And I think, like, in that moment, and this is why Candiace got so emotional and why she went there, PTSD is real. If you guys don't want to believe that she's suffering from it, fine. Y'all can go play Full Metal Jacket and sign up. We left Afghanistan, so sign up for whatever war that the Biden administration is about to get us into, so y'all can take these instincts to go rah, and destroy and conquer, and go take that out on someone else. Because in the civilized society, no. In a civilized society, no. You cannot literally put your hands on anyone, because it's not just that it's wrong. It creates a cycle. You beat somebody up in the street and then they go home and what? Hit their kids, beat up their girlfriend, beat up their boyfriend. Let's not act like it doesn't go both ways. Sometimes I know it really doesn't, but let's just play for if there's any insults in the chat. Let's just act like it goes both ways, right? But my whole point is, you think when it stops, you think someone that gets humiliated at work, they go home and they hug and kiss their family? No, they go home and they're yelling at their family. The abuse begets abuse, but there's a special type of abuse that happens when your physical body is violated. It's a special type of abuse. Not more or less, but it's a special type. And when I saw Candiace going into those reactors, crying, doing all this stuff, I said, God damn. Wow. Look what, and the funny thing is, y'all can roll your eyes, right? And I'm going to take comments in a second, but look how Monique losing her goddamn temper and acting like she didn't know what was going on because she couldn't take her anger out on Giselle, and she took it out for Candiace. And now look, we in another season, and now that same burden that Monique threw off on Candiace is throwing it off on Mia. right? Everybody is responsible for their own actions. I get it. But I would also challenge you guys to pick up a psychology book. This is a cycle of abuse. And if you guys think cycles of abuse just happen with victims of this and that, no. It's a cycle of abuse. You disrespect somebody. That's why they say, like, this thing when they're like, treat everybody the way you treat yourself. It's not because we want the world to be a utopian thing. It's because by putting good energy out there, it brings good energy back to us. Think about it. You're rude to somebody because you had a bad day, and then that person is rude to the next person, and pretty soon it just goes around. It's like a virus. But anyway, let me stop with my thing about how to like treat each other. I don't think it was right that Monique assaulted Candiace, but I also understand why it happened. Monique is human also, and Candiace yet again took it too far. Candiace mouth is abusive. Simply Music, how can you say? I don't understand. So let me get this straight. Candiace is wrong for being the victim. And Candiace is also wrong for being the victimizer. Does anybody else? Candiace's mouth is lethal, but you know what? And this is where I faulted Monique. Candiace never got smart with Monique. Ever. Candiace never crossed that line with Monique, ever. Candiace looked at Monique as a friend and a sister. She did. She did. I dare anybody right now to tell me when Candiace got smart with Monique. And saying we're bored and we're tired and trolling, that's not starting with somebody. That's just shade. When did Candiace ever get vicious with Monique? For her to, and listen, if you thought somebody laughing and joking and being like, I'm bored, what you want to do? Mia, if you remember from this episode, put her hand in Candiace's face 2 times and was like, well, I'm doing it. So by that time, Candiace had a right to put her hands up. Girl, shut up. No. You say, yeah, I like Lisa, but no, Monique is a hard no. Yes. Violence and vitriol, right? Yes, you can see the faults. Candiace wished death on a blogger last year because of his weight and he eventually died. Candiace was like, let me tell you something, Tracy Delgado. I actually saw those tweets. That blogger, may he rest in peace, dragged Candiace up and down and wished death on her first. Let's listen. If you're going to tell a story, and there's the thing, I'm not defending Candiace. Y'all think I defend Candiace? It's just the fact. I can't stand a one-sided story. I can't. If you're going to tell the story, then start in the beginning. Don't start in the middle. Don't start in the middle because you literally want to open the book up to the chapter that suits you. No. And I'm not coming for you, Tracy, right? But I'm saying, don't open the book up in the middle because you like chapter 6 and chapter 1 through 5, you want to skip over it because, let's forget about that. That blogger was working for Monique. You know, before he passed away, he made a confession that he was working for Monique and he apologized to Candiace for dragging her and for doing everything else before he passed away. Did you know that? He apologized for what he did to Candiace and how it was wrong. Did you know that? He apologized for literally he apologized. Saying that he was working for Monique. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm not sure. He was working for Monique. He knew that he was being unfair, and he apologized for how evil he was being to her. He wished death on Candiace first. He was coming at Candiace's neck 24/7. Candiace didn't even know him, and Candiace did not know he was sick. So, but honestly, though, can we stop? Y'all trying to act like Candiace has superpowers now? Now wishing death on someone, and then he died. Can somebody inbox Candiace and tell her to wish $1 billion on me so I can get $1 billion? Again, you guys, Candiace is not perfect. She has her faults. All those ladies have her faults. But if we're going to drag Candiace, don't start in the middle. Start at the beginning. Because I don't want to start on chapter 6. I want to start on chapter 1. Because I can't even understand what's going on in chapter 6 until I know what happened in the first 5 chapters. Please, right? Now, somebody said, times have changed. People don't know how we fought with your mama, but we better know how to fight and be ready these days. I don't listen. That's why Monique can't seem to get her career out. Her music fell. She's doing resale of oils and now. Southern lady, I'm gonna hurt you. I like your style. She said Monique can't seem to get her career off. Her music fell. She's doing resale of oils and nail shops. Somebody said, please tell me what Candiace was saying to abuse Monique. Listen, Jackie, I find when people say that, it's just like, it's laughable to say that someone cannot talk to you on a show and you can put your hands on them. Because I will say one thing, as vicious as things got between Candiace and Mia, nobody put their hands on each other. Yeah, some letters was thrown. Wouldn't be the first time in Housewives history, but no one put their hands on anybody else, right? Listen, Candice might need to start going so low, but if that's the case, then all the ladies need to start going so low. And I would like all the ladies need to stop going so low, right? All the ladies need to stop going. Listen, even Andy Cohen was trying to down Candice on Watch My, and I'm thinking, Andy, I said last year, violence is not the answer. Listen, I don't know what Andy's deal is with Candice. I feel like Candice annoys people. And Candice reminds me of that old saying, when someone likes you, no, it doesn't matter what you do, they're going to like you. And when someone doesn't like you, it doesn't matter what you do, they're always going to have a problem with you. Andy told Candice she was a mess on Twitter. Andy ain't say damn word to Erica Jane about the shit she's been tweeting. And she's been talking shit reckless when you're sitting up there wearing this year's Gucci while some orphan in Indonesia is asking for like more food. When did Andy ever say shit to Erica Jane? When? When did she say that her mouth was a mess? When did she say her Twitter was a mess? When did she say that she was reckless while this girl taunted and mocked people? Man, get out of here. Andy is not a barometer for anything. Andy is biased. Andy has his favors. Andy has his friends, and he writes out for his friends. Okay. But don't use, not me or, but I'm sick of using Andy. Oh, even Andy said Candice's mouth was reckless. And look at the shit Andy said to Kenya. And look at the shit Andy said to whatever. Stop it. Stop acting like Andy is this even-minded person that really cares about people. Andy has his friends that he writes out, and he has people he doesn't like. Andy is human. He never said he wasn't biased. He never said he wasn't there. That's his whole thing. He's shady. So why are we using Andy as a barometer? So he even told Candice, oh, now Andy's a barometer. But when y'all don't like the questions Andy's asking at the reunion, then Andy's biased and he needs to get fired. Man, get out of here, right? Banana Fool said she is not mean or hateful. I think people are hateful to her and she feels attacked and assaulted. She returns her. I agree, right? Let me tell you something. Captain Ford, she ain't got PTSD. You got dragged, humiliated, and then every time you turned on any social media, somebody was laughing about it, scoffing at it. The person that beat your ass on national TV was mocking you. Man, get out of here. I'm sick of y'all trying to play Big Bad Billy G.I. Joe built Ford Tonka truck. And shut up. This isn't even up for debate. Any human would have PTSD. What she need to do? Star in her own remake of Platoon? Get out of here. Next caller. What's this saying? Kyra said, Candice responds and people know that and yet they go mess with her about her heavy topics. Exactly, right? Candice is not suffering. She's just violent. Teresa, what's suffering to y'all? What's suffering? What is suffering? How about this? Why don't I offer you guys a chance to change places with Candice last year after she got beat up in the year she had? Would y'all do that for free? For free, since Candice ain't suffering. Man, I'm done. Y'all being disingenuous, right? She was begging, but she's begging Mia to finish something when she walked away. She can have it both ways. She was begging Mia to finish the argument. She wasn't begging Mia. Y'all, did y'all not hear the shit Mia said to her? I don't understand, right? I think she defo has PTSD from the Monique situation, but also from her mom. She seems pretty vicious, especially for being a therapist. Yeah, Yogi, you know that's the funny thing, right? That's the funny thing that everybody doesn't want to look at. And I don't want to get talking about Candice's mom, but I will. My opinion from what I see, and I could be wrong, Candice's mom loves her, but Candice's mom is also very, very abusive to her. Any mom that humiliates you in public with people you know don't mess with you and humiliates you and talks about you and your husband on national TV to your enemies is abusive. And for y'all to say, oh, well, it's her mom. If you guys don't like this girl so much that you're trying to tell me that someone's mom humiliating them on national TV to try to break up their marriage and talk shit about you and your husband to your enemies on national TV, that's abusive. And why Mia's mom was on drugs, and definitely, the shit that Mia probably went through, it will probably break my heart if I heard it. I'm not taking away anything Mia went through. I'm not disparaging that. But I'm saying that as a society and a culture, When are we finally going to acknowledge what abusive parents look like? This is just like that Kelly Price shit, right? Your family members can be the most abusive, toxic people. But why? Because her mom throws her a couple dollars, because her mom shows up, because her mom makes us laugh and says, "Oh, I love Candiace." But your mom's also the one humiliating you on TV. Your mom comes harder for you and makes you the butt of jokes for millions of goddamn people. Because why? She's trying to like strong arm you into doing what she wants with your life. She doesn't think you married a man good enough for you. So she's going to do her best to break up the marriage. And when she can't do it, she's going to enlist the world to criticize you and your man, to break you guys up. When really the only thing that seems to be wrong with Chris is he doesn't have any money. At least not the money Miss Dorothy wants, right? Right? Let's call it. So for y'all to be like, not you, Yogi, we're on the same plane. But why can't we acknowledge that Candiace also has an abusive parent? Seriously. That's like saying because you have a boyfriend and he keeps you dripped in lace and he takes you places and he's always kissing you on your forehead and say he loves you. But at home, he's telling you he's not shit. And when you guys go out with friends, he's breaking you down across the table and talking shit about you across the table and having other people laugh at you and conspiring with your worst enemy. Y'all can see that Mark is abusive to Kenya because he did that shit. But her mom, because they share blood, we can't say that's abusive. Everybody like Candiace. And here's the thing, because that's her mom, y'all can say what you want. This is why parents, parents can pretty much do everything they want. What's Candiace supposed to do? Curse her mom out? Fight her mom? Cut her mom off? The fact that y'all are offering these things when I'm sure if I looked into your life, your mom steps over the line. What do? Stop talking to her for 2 months and then you back to talking to her. It's the mom. Literally, that's why they tell you don't step into family shit because they're going to make up because society tells us we have to. And then they're going to take their anger out on you. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm telling all of y'all, since we talk about street code, this is whether you are rich, poor, or everything in between. If you get in the middle of a family argument and try to get dirt and try to play that game, when they make up, and they will make up, all that anger they had directed toward each other will be directed to you because you're the problem. You're the interloper. That's the way family is. I'm just telling, don't believe it if you want. Get in the middle of somebody's family argument. If it does not come back to bite you in the butt, it will. Mark my words, right? Let's see. Yes, when defending ourselves, we have to live in a civilized society. And the thing is, it's civilized not because we want to look like good people. It's civilized because our ancestors realized that when you let this behavior continue, it creates toxicity everywhere. So you have to nip the behavior in. That's why it's illegal to hit someone. That's why it's illegal to spit on someone. That is why it's illegal to someone, because they know. They know. Anyway, right? Yeah, it's crazy, the toxicity stuff, but it strikes me as so odd the way people either are literally acting like the toxicity cycle doesn't exist, or not you guys, but people really don't understand. And the people that don't understand, I don't know, you guys need to start journaling because I'm sure if you wrote your thoughts down, you'll see some toxic behaviors. I'm just saying, just pick up a pen. Get some printer paper. If you don't have a journal, start writing down. Today I did this. And then read it at night and be like, damn, this sounds kind of toxic. Okay, so Kyra said, she knows and it's done fun shade, but once you go to my mom with the sole purpose of getting dirt, the shade is sharp. Exactly. Let me tell you something. I'm the sweetest, nicest little ball sunshine you'll ever meet. Don't go to my mom. Don't. And I don't care what my mom said back. Don't go to my dad. Don't go to my family. I don't care what they told you. We and you are going to have words. How dare you? How dare you? And the fact that everybody's just like, what? It's because Mia's the CEO. Mia ain't CEO of shit. Can we stop calling Mia a CEO? She met a man with 14 businesses, right? He set them up. He was running them. And now all of a sudden for the show for Potomac, she's dressing up in her Fisher-Price CEO costume and going to work. Mia is not the manager. That is G shit. She's not the manager. She did it for her storyline. And I don't blame her. Do you, Mia? But stop it, Mia. You're not a CEO. You're the boss's wife who came in and said, hey, I want to manage. But guess what? Every goddamn place has a manager in place. Call any of those chiropractic studios. They all have a manager and ain't none of them Mia. Mia, you're not the manager. You're not. You're not. Yes, okay, got you. You are the CEO. Girl, I'm not even feeding into Mia's dumbness because it just get out of here with your Fisher Price businesswoman shit. Get out of here, right? You said Jacob said ask one person to drag you, and when she does, you cry. Then you challenge someone the next year as if you learn no lesson. Jacob, let me get this straight, Jacob. I hope you never come to a time in your life when you are standing in front of a judge for an assault charge and you look in front of that judge and you say, they asked me to drag them, so I did. Do you know, Jacob? Let me teach you a little bit about law. Do you know that somebody cannot waive the rights to their own personal safety? I cannot sign a contract that says, I give Jacob permission to injure me. I give Jacob permission to hurt me. I give Jacob permission to hit me. I give Jacob permission to enslave me. I give Jacob a permission to. Do you know that those contracts are illegal? Do you know why? Because you cannot waive the rights to your own personal body. It's impossible. It's impossible. That's why even when you go skiing and you go on like adventure things and canoeing and they try to make you sign that waiver that says, I promise that if anything happens bad, I won't sue you guys. Do you know that those waivers aren't even worth the paper they're written on? Because you cannot waive your right to keep your body safe. You just can't. It's illegal in American law. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, the judge threw it out because they said that because she said drag you, she consented. No, that was one of little Monique's lies. The judge threw it out because there is a contract in the Bravo contract that literally says that if you get that you engage, that you understand that the situations that you put yourself in may lead to physical harm, confrontation, maybe even physical altercation. So in that case, because Candiace, hey, Michonis, because Candiace had signed that contract agreeing to put herself in the lion's den, and because she had not suffered any serious physical energy, because the only thing that voids that is if Monique had put her in the hospital, right? But because she had not suffered any physical injury. Funny thing is, had Candiace laid on the ground and been like, man down, pimp down, right? She might have gotten something. But because Candiace did not suffer any physical injury, the judge said that she consented to engage in something that could have led to the argument and led to the fight. So when you say, Jacob, I just hope in your life you never have to stand in front of a judge and say that out your mouth. You cannot waive that. You can't waive it. So if you do get seriously hurt, you can go after and you can sue someone. The only thing is Candiace didn't get hurt. And that's why the judge said, listen, what did the judge say? The judge said, listen, it was consensual. Both parties agreed to. That's what it said. That's what it said. Yo, I want to give a shout to Michone's girl, right? Michone's girl said, didn't Monique admit to her pastor that she was wrong for assaulting Candiace and that her anger was misplaced? Yes, Miss Choney's girl. Thank you so much for the super chat, girl, right? Miss Choney's girl, you are white. Let me read that again. Miss Choney's girl said, didn't Monique admit to her pastor that she was wrong for assaulting Candiace and that her anger was misplaced? Yes, she did. And let me tell you something. Hurt people hurt people. I feel like the misplaced anger. I feel like Monique went through a lot with her marriage and Chris, and I feel like a lot of the anger got misplaced on her castmates, and Candiace was one of them. Again, hurt people, right? Hurt people. Thank you, Machone's girl. I appreciate that. But I hope that all y'all sitting there saying she asked her to drag her, please be in front of a police officer. Please be in front of the court. Like, where do y'all live? Y'all are not 5 years old. The only time that ever worked was up to what? 10th grade? Actually, not even 10th grade, 8th grade. Because after that, if you got the best, I'm calling my cousins and them. Yes, I'm calling anybody I know. You, him, them, and her. This is just stupid. Like, honestly, I hope whoever said that is in 12th grade because after high school, get out of here. Get out of here, right? Let's get into this. What am I missing? Hold on. I feel like I'm missing messages. Listen, Monique said several times, I don't know why people keep saying they need to apologize to Monique, but Monique said several times her mouth wasn't the reason. She didn't deserve it. Nothing she did warranted it. Exactly. But they don't want to hear that. For some reason, Candiace is a vessel for anyone that's ever talked smart. And here's the thing, Candiace isn't perfect, but it's like if Candiace is not perfect, but it's like if y'all had piled on Mia and been like, Mia deserved every goddamn thing Candiace said. I'd have been like, well, hold on. Maybe because I like playing devil's advocate. Well, hold on. Because Mia didn't deserve that. But I'm always going to ride with the underdog. Neither of them were right. But Candiace, it's like, I don't understand, like, why, right? Let's see. Yes, Monique had all the smoke for Candiace, but none for Giselle because she attempted to ice Candiace out, which backfired when she tugged Candiace's wig. What a carrot. Exactly. But the thing is, had Monique not put her hands on Candiace, I really would have been like, that's between y'all. Work it out. I would have been eating my popcorn. So what you gonna say back, Candiace? I'd have been eating my popcorn, but that's not what it is, right? Yep, Monique did threaten Candiace and said she'd drag her pregnant of all. So would y'all been like, yeah, that's what Monique did. If Candiace had literally mollywopped the pregnant Monique? Oh, but right, we don't do that to pregnant women, right? Right? Just because Monique said, I'll drag you pregnant at all, she wasn't serious. She was just talking. Had Candiace literally, not even that, had Monique had that baby and then Candiace snuck her third month and mollywopped her, what would y'all done? Oh no, then it would have been like Monique called the police, right? Because Monique was just talking, right? Right. Let's see. Jazzy Ghost said Monique was trying to fight. Oh wait, I just read that. Sorry. Hey, Chester T, please, right? What's going on? You said and talked to her stepchildren, but everybody's so mad that Candiace said your mother. That's right. She even talked about her stepchildren, right? Yes, that's another thing. Y'all was like, that blogger that you're like, Candiace wished them death. He dragged Chris's kids. Those little kids, he dragged. But that was all right? Because we're starting on chapter 6, right? Because chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't really make the case. We need to start on chapter 6 because that's when Candiace really starts looking bad, right? Everybody turn to chapter 6. Forget chapter 1, Candiace is human. Forget chapter 2, Candiace has feelings. Forget chapter 3, Candiace doesn't mess with anybody. She doesn't start with anybody. Forget chapter 4, the blogger dragged Candiace, her mom, lied on Chris, and then dragged Chris's kids. He doxed Chris's kids, actually. Doxed the kids. These kids weren't, like Chris's kids are little kids. He doxed them. Had people sending hate threats to those kids. Right? That was chapter 5. But you know what? Let's start on chapter 6. Chapter 5 is when he engaged Candiace and wished her death. And then she told her to, what did she say? Go to hell or burn in hell? Yeah, but Candiace, she got warlock powers, right? She wishing people dead. Y'all better watch out. Y'all, Mia's days are numbered. Now listen, if something happens to Mia and at the reunion, she's just like, right? Then I'll be like, all right, you're right. Candiace is evil. We might have to burn her at the stake. But until I see proof otherwise, no. We're not having the Salem witch trials in this chat. We're not having the Salem witch trials. I'm sorry. We're not doing it, okay? Put your pitchforks away. Stop it. Put them out, right? This is not a Trump rally. Put your pitchforks away and let's get to business, all right? Yeah. So let's see, right? The episode was ugly, right? Let's see. Listen, it's clear who's in a better place mentally. I'm talking about Mia. Mia that lies about everything. Mia that lies about her whole life. Mia that lies at the drop of the hat. Mia that in 5 seconds, Mia's in a better place mentally. Y'all, get ready for the great unraveling. Listen, I don't wish anything on anyone. And Mia entertains me. This is the thing you guys are missing. I like Mia. I like Askala too. I like all the girls on Real Housewives, Potomac. But Mia is not in a good place mentally. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know. Right. Q said that was some hard-headed letters. Listen. Media came to bring the previous season back to Potomac, the dark cloud of Monique. Listen, you know what the funny thing is? It earned her a champagne glass, but the only thing is, I think the producers underestimated how much it was going to turn people off. And I think that's why they added in more of Askala. And I think that's why Mia's a little bit worried, because Mia got a champagne glass, but Askala might come back and Mia might turn into she won't turn into Friends of a Housewife, but we'll wait to see what happens at the reunion, right? Because they said that everything actually happens at the reunion. So we'll wait and see. Okay. So Jazzy said, I just don't understand why y'all don't have all this hate for Ashley, who literally called somebody drunk and had a miscarriage by saying your mama is where y'all draw the line. Did y'all forget when they went on that trip and Ashley fucking ripped Katie apart while Katie was in the middle of a nervous breakdown, and to the point of everybody at the table made her apologize, and we forgot about that. But you know what? Let's talk about Candiace. Again, every lady on Potomac is vicious. Everybody has a mouth. Let's not forget that Giselle wanted to say that Monique's youngest wasn't the baby's father. Giselle and Robin wanted Wendy to go along with the fact that Eddie was cheating and had a baby by somebody at the office. And let's not forget that All About the Tea is disbanded right now because they're liars, right? And they imploded. But please don't act like for a second that if they hadn't, they wouldn't be having panels right the fuck now, bringing up fake callers and talking shit and having Eddie's mistress come on to come talk. Please stop acting like they wouldn't have ran this shit in the ground for views and ratings, right? And lied and said that they had Eddie's mistress from the law firm on the line right now and making up even more stuff. They probably would have had 12 kids calling in from Nigeria saying that they were Eddie's illegitimate children. One of the children would have been 58. And I'd have been like, but wait, Eddie's only 36. How's his child 58? And they would have been like, just go with it. Let's not forget that. So y'all could act like for Giselle to be like, Candiace's mouth is trash. Giselle, you tried to rip how many families apart? How many? There's a funny thing. If Monique had reached across the table and mollywhopped Giselle, I still would have been like, violence isn't the answer. But I would have been like, I understand where the aggression's coming from, because this woman literally is spreading rumors that your child's not yours, right? Didn't Ashley say that Karen was having an affair with Blue Eyes and that one of her waiters saw her drunk across the street from that kangaroo restaurant at 3 a.m. in the morning with this blue-eyed white man that she was having an affair with? Remember old Blue Eyes, right? And then she switched it to say Michael's son saw it, not one of her employees, but it was Michael's son. Really? But Candiace's thing is vicious? I can't, right? I think Kenya should mentor Candiace. I do believe that Candiace would do well to have a mentor, because she needs a mentor for reality TV. That's the only thing I can say. I was really, really sad to see Candiace lose it, because I know that they were rooting for her to lose. And it was like really, really bad that she finally lost it. And I thought that was like really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was really bad. I want it better for her. I want it better. And she did lose it. She did lose it. And it went on and on and on. And it was just sad. It was sad. Ugh. Don't talk shit if you can't back it up. Candiace threw food first. Janice, you're sitting here quoting lyrics from Ego with the remix with Kanye West. It's not bragging if you back it up. Okay, no, I got that wrong. The point of Janice, what are you talking about? Don't talk shit if you can't back it up. Janice, is this how people act in your place of employment? Is this how people act in your school? Is this how people act in your kids' school if you got any kids? Janice, where are we supposed to go in life? What? Don't talk shit if you can't back it up. Where do you people function if there's a threat of violence? Where? And I say this as someone that talk mad shit and can back it up too. But I haven't had to since I've been in high school? Maybe. Seriously. Where is it? Can someone tell me where these worlds are? Don't talk ish if you can't back it up. Where do y'all live? How do you function in life? What happens when you get in an argument? What happens when the girl at Target that's checking you out is rude? What happens when somebody cuts in front of your line? What happens when the waiter doesn't come to your table quick enough? Or somebody gets smart with you? You just mollywopping people? I just want to know. I just want to know. Who's like, I can't, right? Mia claims to empower women, but is disparaging Candiace in her music video. She's an artist and sensitive about her shit. Banana fool. And that's what people don't realize. She's an artist and she's sensitive about her shit. Anyone that knows creatives know they are sensitive about their shit. But more importantly, let's take Candiace off the table. What about the way Mia came for Wendy a couple times and said her man couldn't keep his eyes off of me? Mia, girl, stop. Stop, Mia. What? And the funny thing is, we all had to. Eddie wasn't looking at her, and G was like, "Yeah, he couldn't pass me some vodka, right?" When Mia tried to clown Askala and said, "Yeah, you got these," because she was jealous because Askala got the best looks, and said, "Oh, you got all these clothes, but you living in your mama's townhouse. It's giving broke bitch college vibes." Really? Girl, y'all can stop. Let me tell you something about Mia. Mia's that type of person because y'all don't recognize her. Sorry, I'm like itching my eyes. Y'all don't recognize her as a threat because her shit doesn't land. But just because somebody's shots aren't hitting doesn't mean that they're not coming for you. Mia ain't empowering any women. Mia actually, I don't think, even plays well with other women. She doesn't, right? Dot also diagnosed her with many mental disorders when she was a young girl and tried to medicate her. No wonder she acts the way she does. It started at home. Let me tell you something, Island Vision Aries. I agree with you. When Candiace said the fact Dot did it because she was trying to control Candiace. Pure and simple. Pure and simple. I just don't understand the way we can't accept that family members can also be abusive, right? Jackie said, and what makes you think Candiace hasn't said anything to her mom? Also, Mia's the only one who was approaching her mom. Let me tell you something. Candiace, maybe now this is the one thing I can say that I see myself in Candiace. No matter how mad my mom made me, and no matter how much my mom played me on TV, and no matter how much my mom, there's just something at the fact that that woman gave me life, and I would not curse her out on public. I wouldn't check her on public, and I would now at home. The neighbors 3 doors over might know what's going on in our business. It might be World War III. Something might get broken, right? And we might literally let heavens open up and hell will open up with it when we get home and I shut that door. But I would never, and this is just me. Oh, I would never, ever disrespect my mom on national TV, on camera, knowing that shit will live forever. I just wouldn't. So for y'all to be like, ooh, Candiace should have checked her mom. Y'all are full of shit because y'all wouldn't have checked your mom. Shut up. I'm sick of people like, it's just so funny on the internet. Everybody can talk about what they're going to do. And I'm not casting judgment because sometimes I do the same shit, right? Oh, I would have. But I can also step outside of that Billy Badass shit that everybody's so popular about putting in about, oh, I wish a bitch would. I can step back and be like, okay, let me put that facade away and let me actually like talk some real shit. And let me talk if my mom hurt me on TV. I would be so hurt. I would be so hurt to the point of tears. Candiace was strong as hell to hold it together and finish her video. Even though her mom decided to use the video as a time to do the death knell because she wants her to leave Chris so bad. Why? Because she thinks that Chris is below her? Maybe he is. Maybe Candiace could have done better. I know Candiace and Chris are super into each other and love each other a lot. So that's her goal. That union's going to be going on for quite a few years. But now you're enlisting other people because let me humiliate her because maybe if I humiliate her, she'll leave this man. I think it's actually cruel. Candiace is a grown woman. Let her make her own mistakes. Okay. Right? That's another thing. Candiace is on a reality show making her own money and she has a whole album and getting a master's degree. She must be doing something right. Does that not listen? Everybody just wants to believe the narrative they want. Y'all want to believe that Candiace is a spoiled, entitled, lazy, rich girl whose mama funds her life and she's jealous of Mia and the way Mia's a boss bitch, even though I guarantee you one thing, if G puts fucking Mia out, let's see if Mia's still a CEO of 14 chiropractors. If G puts Mia out, let's see if Mia still has shit and she's living in that condo. If Michael, what am I saying? If Michael puts Ashley out, we already know the answer to that. We saw Michael put Ashley out, and her ass hop, skipped, and jumped over to a fucking studio three states over, when she literally didn't have a pot to pee in. Right? If Ray put Karen out, well, Karen was smart. Karen saw in the second half of her life, you ain't putting me out. And she used that time to launch Grand Dam. So if Ray puts Karen out, Karen would just be just fine, right? But Karen's a hustler. She's a survivor. Candiace is doing something right, but y'all don't want to admit that, right? She has a hit album, number 5. Number 5 on iTunes R&B. She got a hit album, right? She's working on her master's degree while she was making an album, while she was filming the videos, while she filmed Potomac, and while she was doing her acting gigs. She's an accomplished actress. I know you don't want to admit it, but I saw her Christmas thing. She did good, and she does good in every show she's in. She's going to have more acting roles. Trust that. I wonder if she's going to show up on a Tyra Perry thing, right? She's making her own money. She suffered humiliation on a national level in a year of abuse, and she still came back to hold the center of champagne glass. Please get out of here, right? Let's see. People say, let's see, they like her eyes and the fact that she is that ugly man that doesn't want her to work. Whose eyes? I don't know what you guys are talking about. G could have made her the CEO. Why would you do you guys know when you have 14 franchises, you guys know that somebody just can't put a title on like Fisher Price, right? Prior to Potomac, was she listed as CEO of all that shit? G could have made her the CEO, but is that her earning it? Just like Candice's mom can make her the CEO of her chiropractor. Because Candice's mom has a whole bunch of psychological clinics all around the DMV, right? So if G could have made Mia the CEO and that makes her a CEO, then can't Candice's mama make her a CDO? We're not talking about you sleeping with somebody to get your title. I mean, granted, somebody wants to give me a title, go ahead. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what she earned. So she wants to be like, all you did was get a man to give you something. And I'm not knocking it. Do you? But let's not use that as a way to look down on people. Man, I'm done, right? Listen, Candiace said many times her mom helps her, so maybe she gets her mom's wallet, then she won't have mommy issues. I don't believe that, Teresa, because this season, Candiace said last season. This season, she said, we are completely done with my mama. Candiace is making enough on Potomac. She got a nice, healthy raise, right? And she's also making money on her album. And she also has her side albums with her acting gigs. Candiace is making her own mom. Like, where do you think Candiace's money goes? Where? Do you not think that she didn't get a big raise for staying on after Monique knocked her in the head? She did. She's making money off her album, and she's making money off her acting gigs. Where do y'all think Candiace's money go? Candiace is the only one out of them that actually has any, besides Karen, that actually works and has anything. Giselle's living off the show. Robin is flipping houses, but that comes off the show. Well, Wendy has a job. Sorry. Of course, Wendy, right? I don't know what Askala does, but maybe Askala works too. But I'm talking about last season, the Ashleys, right? Candiace's mom does not help her anymore. She said that, right? Candiace's mom, it's not, see, here's the thing that y'all don't realize about controlling parents. It's not about the money. The mom wouldn't care about giving Candiace everything she goddamn has. You saw the wedding happen. Candiace's mom spent, what, $250,000 on that wedding? Candiace's mom is not tripping about goddamn money. It's about control. But y'all can't see that. You make me shadow box. You have never known a controlling person. It's about the goddamn control. And she'll use the money to control, but when Candiace gave her back her purse strings, now she's using public perception. Now she's using humiliation. Now she's using peer pressure to control. Stop it. And also, just because somebody gives you money, really? I can't. I'm done, right? Let's see. Listen, all reality shows promote violence. That is not true. They promote confrontation. They don't promote violence. And you might be right. Maybe they do, but I don't watch the ones that promote violence, right? Yes, Gloria, it was the contract. It was the contract that ruled that out. That's why the judge said it was consensual. Not because she said drag me, but because she consented to be in a scene that the contract said might put her in injury. Now, had she been smart and laid on the ground and act like she was really hurt and get like an ambulance chase of lawyers, she could have overrode that contract and still took her, and the judge would have had to throw that out. But because Candiace was not hurt, right? And it was a minor altercation, and she consented to be in scenes that minor altercations might happen, the judge said it was mutually consensual and it threw it out. You guys, you're welcome for the law lesson. If you don't believe me, go pull up the docket and read some goddamn case law. I don't got time. Seriously. God, it's just like, it just shocks me how much people don't know. Like, and not saying nobody's stupid, but it's like, the fact that people will say stuff and nobody will go and research what the case law is, and nobody will go and research what the actual ruling was because it's public record. It wasn't sealed. Anyway, and judges, when they rule shit, they write opinions as to why. The judge can't, you realize in law, the judge can't say guilty or innocent. When they do that, they're clerks. That's why they have legal clerks that work for the judges. They usually have 2. Some judges have 4. Supreme Court judges have 6, right? Sometimes they even have more, 8 or 12, but most judges have 2 clerks. That is why when the judge rules innocent or guilty, they have to write an opinion. The opinion states why they made their ruling. Judges have to explain themselves. Or else it's just like medieval times where they're just like guilty, innocent, and you're like, why? And they're just like, because. No, judges have to explain themselves. So when you want to know why a judge did something, you go and the opinion gives the case law. It gives the reasoning. It cites the sources. It gives all the facts as to why they actually ruled on the case, so you know what they say. But the fact that people are like, ooh, the judge said it was consensual. Okay, but did anybody actually read the case? Did anybody read the judge's opinion? Did anybody pull the docket up? I'm just wondering. No, but whatever. You said, I understand Monique's anger. I'd be upset too if I didn't look at Chris every day and find him second. You know what, T. Cohen, right? This is the funny thing about Chris. With Monique and Chris, see, here's the thing I realized about Monique too. It was a little bit sad. Monique has a lot of ambitions. Monique wants to be that girl. Monique's beautiful. I clowned her about drag queens. It was a dumb thing, but she's very, very talented. She's very, very beautiful, right? And she's very charming. She's very charming. Now, I saw a different side of her that turned me off, but Monique, if I didn't know that, she's very charming. Monique has everything it takes to, in today's society, be famous, right? Chris wants to keep Monique barefoot and pregnant. This is something common with women. He wants to keep her barefoot and pregnant. He knows that she's charming. He knows that she's talented. He knows a lot of things about her. But guess what? He wants her like his little secret in the house, entertaining him, raising his kids, being there when he comes home, being his entertainment. Okay. And for all that, he funds her whole lifestyle. You want 2 houses, 3, 4, 5, 8, 12. You can have what you want. But I want another baby, and I want you in the house because you're my wife. Monique has ambition. And the thing is, when Chris was up here, right, and her best friend said she was living in a truck, I'm not shading Monique for living in a truck. I actually admire the fact that Monique went and made something of her life at all odds. Even when nobody believed in her, she believed in herself, right? So when Monique was living in the truck and she saw Chris was an ambition. So she worked, and she got Chris. But Monique has a lot of ambition. But now that she got Chris is like, no, you can't move up. You can't go further than here. No, it's this. and I'll give you everything you want, but you can't go anywhere. You stay here. And Monique was trying to pull away, because as much as nobody wants to believe it, right? And this is why they tell women to always have their own money. It's very rare that somebody pays for everything and there's not a price to pay. Now, I'm not saying there's some flower in the attics mess or people are being abused. No, no, no. But I am saying that Chris is like, where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Where Monique has dreams of being big. And you know what? I think she could be. She say what you want about Monique. Besides that, her hitting Candiace, she has everything she needs to be big, right? But her husband won't allow her to. And right now, she doesn't have the power, which that housewife's paycheck would have given her, to tell him to go kiss her butt. She doesn't have the power because she's 100% financially dependent on him. It is what it is. And that housewife's paycheck would have helped her move away. That's why she's hawking those oils. That's why she has those meal essentials. That's why she's trying to start her YouTube channel, because money is power. Money is power. It's not the only type of power, but it damn sure is power. And Monique wants that. And she has a lot of ambition, and she wants success, and she wants fame. And I say to her, good, you should. You have everything you need to actually have it. But let's not forget what it is. So I feel not sorry for Monique, because Monique has a great life. She obviously loves Chris. The kids are cute. I'm not saying Monique is abused. I'm not. I'm just saying, can we just recognize what's going on in that relationship too? And that's why all her frustrations boiled up and lashed out at who she thought was the easiest target. That's all I'm saying, right? You know, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, Bravo is capitalizing off of this negative energy, but once Bravo saw that they could capitalize off of that negative energy, they never stopped. They never stopped. But the weird thing is, I don't know if it was the pandemic. I don't know what it was, but it was some reset that we had as a society. Maybe because we were all inside and it was all this negative vibes, that we all looked at the table TV and said, God damn, can we see something positive? The hell? It's not funny anymore when we're cooped up in our house and we can't go anywhere and we got to wear masks to go see if there's like more toilet paper and paper towels in the store. It's not funny anymore. You see what I'm saying? I think during the pandemic and the lockdown, shit just got real, and a lot of shit that worked with the Bravo formula about capitalizing off the negative and the drama, I really feel like it just didn't work anymore. It just didn't work anymore. And people said no, and Bravo hasn't caught up. We had a year and a half of negativity. We had a year and a half of self-doubt and insecurity and feeling caged in and seeing people like react. You know how many relationships broke up over the pandemic? You know how many, like, just things fell apart for a lot of people. So why would we want to look on TV and see more shit falling apart? No. I want to go back to escapism. I want to go back where I see people having fun, living lives. I want to see people having shade, but just good keys. That reasonable shady episode, not this one, but I think it was the one before when they were at Giselle's house. That's the housewives I want to see. It's shade, it's funny. You know, there's digs. Gotcha. But nothing to make somebody get out their seat and want to throw salad and hurt people. Nothing that made me be like, oh, this is dark. It was just laughing and cracking up and a battle of the wits. And it was funny. And it was just like humor. And that's the old original Housewives. That's what we signed up to see. But I think Bravo hasn't realized that the pandemic kind of shifted everybody. I don't think Bravo's realized that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's it. I just don't, right? Yeah. So, dear Dana. Dear Dana said none of it should be happening on the Real Housewives series. This isn't why anyone started watching them in the first place. All the franchises have gotten out of hand. Shape up, Bravo. Dear Dana, listen, it's like we were talking, right? We were talking. It's like we're seeing each other. Jackie F, exactly. Remember when Ashley made that joke about Ray being raped and thing? Exactly. And dear Dana said it. They need to shape up, right? Gloria said, will Giselle ever relax herself? No. You know the funny thing why Giselle won't relax herself? Because Giselle was in an abusive marriage that really messed up her mind so much that she doesn't even she thinks all men cheat. She doesn't want to be in another relationship. Giselle needs to go to therapy. She needs to heal. And I think she actually is, as much as Ray talks shit, I think she actually does fear that as her beauty fades, so does her worth. Giselle will relax when she finally finds like a man that will love her for her, right? And that's the funny thing about beauty, right? Everybody looks at it like a blessing, and it is a blessing. But you don't realize when somebody's like very, very beautiful, like the way Giselle's very, very beautiful, you get people that don't even like you, that don't even fuck with you, that can't stand you, will be in a relationship with you just because you're the perfect trophy. You're the perfect prize. And you don't even, and the thing is not just them, it's everybody. So you don't even know who's down with you, and they will use you because your beauty is social currency for them. You don't think having Giselle's beautiful ass when she was 20, 30, and 40 standing next to him as the first lady wasn't the biggest advertisement for that church? You don't think Giselle, the way that, you can say what you want about Giselle, she can move a room. She knows how to fill people. She knows how to bring people in. She knows how to do stuff. You don't think that he like used that to his benefit all that time? He did. And then he threw it away when he was done with it. When she's like, "Oh, you can't be any more used to me." Giselle, oddly enough, she's so worried that as her beauty fades, she won't be able to find someone that loves her. And I have a feeling that as Giselle's beauty fade, and when I say fade, I don't think women's beauty fade as they get older. As she moves out of being the center of the stage and she moves into just a beautiful, mature beauty, I actually think Giselle's actually going to find a man that truly, truly loves her. That truly, truly loves her. Seriously. She'll find a man that truly, truly loves her because all the vultures that come to her to be a trophy won't be around anymore. But the men that actually mess with her personality and fuck with her, they'll come closer. And she'll finally find someone that actually truly loves her for her. Giselle's always going to be a beautiful woman, no matter what. She's going to be 90. It's going to be beauty there. She's going to look and be like, wow, your grandma's so beautiful. Giselle's always going to be beautiful. But as she becomes less of that trophy, you're no longer the 20, 30-year-old trophy. As she becomes less of a trophy, she'll find a man that wants her. And when that happens, Giselle's going to be in a very, very good place, trust and believe. So the funny thing is, the one thing she fears more than anything, aging, is actually going to do Giselle very, very well. Very well. Mark my words on this. Mark my words. Because if we are to be believed with Ray, Karen should be on. But then again, Karen does believe Ray because you saw the way Karen was going out of her way to save her marriage. Because Ray has it in her head that she's so scared that who's going to want an old woman like you? Karen Huger with that body and that face. Karen is doing it. Karen's afraid that if Ray leaves her, how's she going to find another man to love her? Why? Because the same shit that Ray says to Giselle, and this is why I say when men say shit like that about other women or to other women, you need to watch them. Because the same shit that Ray said to Karen, right? Same shit Ray said to Giselle. You don't think that he reinforces that thought code in Karen's ass? You don't think he reinforces to her that, you're lucky I love you because your looks are starting to go. You're no longer that Karen Huger I married, so you're lucky I loved you because, you should be lucky you got a man before your looks went. But now that you're just old, you better work double hard to keep this man because who else is going to want you? You do not think that the same thought mentality he had for Giselle, he's not saying to Karen Huger. That's why Karen last season was doing backflips to keep her man. And we're looking at her like, Karen, you got that face, you got that body, go fine. When it was Ray, it's like, okay, but Ray, but if you leave, who wants you? Seriously, you think you're doing something by climbing up the stairs. And I love Ray, but let's be serious. But Karen was the one that had to do backflips to keep Ray. Why? Because that toxic thinking, Ray also thinks about Karen, and Karen's internalized that. That was a crash course on internalized misogyny. Let's move on, right? Where are we at in these comments? I'm so behind in these comments. Let's move on. Yeah. I'm not doing that, right? Where's QK? Aaliyah TV. I'm not going in on. I don't understand, y'all. Aaliyah's TV. I'm not going in on. I just went in on Karen. I went on Candice. I went in on Giselle. I went in on Mia. I'm about to go in on Wendy. I'm not going in on anyone's marriage. I'm making observations. And you guys should listen to me. If the man is saying like, Morning. If a man is saying, right? If a man is saying misogynistic shit about other women and their looks and their aging and all this shit, please believe that he's putting those seeds in your head too. That's my point. That's my point. You think Giselle loses value as she gets older, but his darling Karen doesn't? You didn't see last season when Karen was doing backflips to keep Ray, and Ray was just like, yeah, entertain me. Also, you guys, before I forget, since I have all you guys' attention, listen, you guys, I did just start. We're gonna have a little change of fare. I did just start memberships on my channel. They are $4.99 a month. Now I know we're having a thing about blah 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 blah, but on the memberships, what's different, y'all? I go deep into gossip. Now I say this all the time, right? There's Mior Candle Company. You guys should go get some candles from them. If you don't, they have a 4-wick candle, right? My gossip is like 3-wick, like Karen Huger's, right? I don't actually say anything unless I have 3 independent, verifiable sources telling me the same thing. But I get a lot of gossip that's windy, 1-wick, or 2-wick, where I haven't gotten that third source. I pretty much think it's true because I have enough, but I'm like, this might be too spicy. This is too juicy. This is too salacious. I don't really want to put this on the YouTube channel because as much as y'all think I'd be going, no, there's like a lot more. And this is gossip on everyone. I have my sources. So what do I do with my membership? For $4.99, you join. It's twice a month, right? Every other Friday. We just had one. That gossip is still up there. I talked about why Portia and Shamia aren't cool, like where their falling out first happened, and it's not what you think. I talked about their time in Nigeria. I talked about this. We talked about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Salt Lake City. We also talked about Real Housewives of Orange County, but we got into dirt. I delivered the tea. It was a good 2 hours. When it comes, it's a private live chat. It's not even on YouTube, so it's a really intimate group. You guys can call in, we can chat, we read the comments, we bust it up. It is $4.99, and then I keep the video up for members only. The only thing that I say is whatever comes into the chat stays in the chat. You guys can't spread it around. You guys can't screen capture it. You guys can't send it out to other blogs, right? But I get dirt. And also I say, if there's anybody you have like little things about that you want to know about, let me know, because I'll do a little digging, send my little birds out into the world to come whisper back into my ear, right? Little whispers. But it's only $4.99 a month. It's twice a month, members only. We get into it. It's actually a really, really good, fun, lighthearted, and we get dirt. And then I have special callers come in that are actually sources for other big blogs, not YouTube shit. I mean, verifiable blogs, right? They come in and they give us like little tidbits and gossip too. It's really good. So if you're into like getting like, more salacious and actually the inside story and stuff that's just like, oh, damn, I didn't know that. The first video's already up. If you sign up for my membership for $4.99, you can get that video. And the next live is coming not this Friday, but next Friday. So make sure you join the channel. You can hit the join button. Go to my about section or just hit join this channel. It's probably right under the thing. Hit join this channel, but it's really good. Just wanted to let you guys know that is it is available, okay? And it's going to be really, really fun. And I think I'm going to do a live. Well, I don't know. I don't want to promise y'all things I can't. Things. That's my whole thing. Consistency. Stop promising shit that I can't do, right? Stop promising. So I promise I'm going to stop running my mouth. Just joking, because I can't do that either, right? So let's do this, right? Let's go, right? Yes, Trey Thomas. It was so fun, right? Mior, it was super, super fun. Oh, look, there's Mior Candle. Go ahead and get some of those candles, right? Plenty of people having this struggle that y'all can support instead of being negative about it. What struggle are we talking about, y'all? Right? We didn't make it negative. Mia sharing that this is the first time she heard about stuff from her dad, and that's the first time her mom was watching her kids. I don't more about her mom. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's being negative. It's just the fact that if you're really concerned about your mommy, whatever. Listen, Mia chose to do what she did with her mom. And it's her childhood. Her mom put her through that. It's your mom. But I thought it was very, very contradictory and just silly to say that Candice saying your mom is low budget was going to force your mom to relapse when you had her up on reliving the most painful moments of her life on national TV. If anybody's gonna, and again, I don't even want to say that because I don't want that to happen to me as mom. But whatever. It was just a critic, right? Yes, hit the like button. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Who's dragging me as mom? They weren't dragging me as mom. They were dragging me as mom before. Like, ugh. But again, this is what me. It's like when that's why you don't. I can't, right? Let's see. Selfish with her mom with all that dro. She's a strong woman and a great speaker. We need her voice for more important issues. Who are we talking about? Mia? Contradictory. Shut up. Where'd you get that from, Prue Juice? Yes, it was very, very contradictory, right? Let's see. Let's see. Mia's very calculated what she's doing. She doesn't care if she relapses. She said, I don't want to be responsible if she relapses. That's different from saying, you know what? Huh. You know, Banana Fool, you make a good point. That was an interesting choice of words. And it might have been a slip of the tongue, but that's an interesting choice of words. Sometimes you got to pay attention to what people say. Now, it could have been just a choice of words that came out, but yeah, right? Mia has lived over 40 years on the planet. Give us information on what is happening with the past 20 years. What are her hobbies? Her hobbies is being a boss bitch. That's her hobbies, right? Yes, YouTube loves to freeze, right? Yes, Young Rich. Oh, Nicki did really host the reunion. She really, really, really did, right? She really, really did, right? Hey, Anita, what's going on? Hey, ACE. Hey. Who is calling Mia's mom a crackhead? And why are we blaming people calling his mom a crackhead when Candiace didn't? Man, okay. So listen, let's get into what else are we talking about today. You guys sign up for memberships because the next members only live is coming up and you don't want to miss it. And the first video is still up for members only to re-watch. Oh, did you guys hear about Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal? It looks like they're going to be the new dream team, right? They're going to be the Fox Force 3, I guess, on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I guess the producers are like, all you guys have to be friends. I guess Crystal is cool with Sutton now. You know, interesting enough, Crystal said that Sutton is the only one that she still talks to. I'm not sorry. And Garcelle, but she doesn't talk to any. Sutton's been the only one that's been building up there. We also have to talk to Jason Lee. And he was talking about Cardi B out in Paris with Louis Vuitton, the actual designer that makes the shoes. And he fell in love with Cardi. And Little Duval was like, you know, we need to stop as a people being ashamed of being ghetto. And by ghetto, I mean the way people call Cardi B ghetto, not fighting and stuff, but like loud, over the top, just extra, right? And saying overseas, people love it. And I agree. Because in America, there's a negative connotation if you see a person of color, especially a black person, being loud, being extra, doing all this stuff, right? It's hood, it's ghetto, it's low class. You have all those racist connotations. But overseas, because there's no racist connotations, and Black Americans at least, we are revered. Our culture is consumed. Everybody loves ghetto because it's full of life, it's beauty, it's art, it's creativity. You saw what Kanye West did with Yeezy, right? Hey, Muir, thank you. Hey, LaShawn, right? You saw uh you saw what she did with like I don't know. I just think that we need to start being more Black Americans. We need to start being more proud of our culture and reveling in it because once you take away the racist connotations, we are the culture, the way we wear our hair, the twist of our hips, the way we talk, the way we do things, the way we make vernacular, the way we move the culture, the way everything we do is literally copied, sanitized, and then put out for mass consumption. How about if it's going to be consumed, because it is, because our shit's the hottest shit, how about we actually, right? How about we actually commodify it? How about we actually own it? How about we actually take pride in it? But let me get off my soapbox. Let me get, yes, Bananaful, we are the blueprint. We are the prototype, right? And I'm sick of this, right? I don't want to go there, but yes, Bravo never reads the room. Yeah, Bravo does never read the room. I don't know what Bravo's going to do after Housewives are over. Do you? I don't know. What's their plan B? What's their plan B? Because They're revamping all the Housewives shows, but what's their plan B? A bunch of more spinoffs? I mean, I guess. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, Ari, I just filmed a makeup and mess. It's actually for this look. Before I went out, went out, came back in, but I filmed this before I went out. So I'm gonna post it tomorrow. I did a makeup and mess. I did a makeup and mess, right? Oh, Abiola. I never thought about that. Wow. Listen, Gloria, Cardi B started from the bottom, but you know who held her back more than anyone? People talking shit about she didn't deserve to be at the top because the way she talked, the way she acted, the way she was acting. Oh, she's just a hood chick. Hood women are magical. They are. They are. And I wish we could get out of our literally from decades of like embarrassment and racism and all this stuff to the fact that we look at somebody that has that energy and life that you can't find anywhere else on this earth except in the hoods of America, and it's revered everywhere. And we're sitting at there like laughing at it and like, oh, why don't you do this and respectability politics and this and that? Man, fuck that. Nobody got time for that. Seriously, nobody has time for that. Nobody has time for that, right? Oh, I think by predators, somebody who's gonna be the one to tell QK, because I don't want the barbs in my things. Because the barbs are, listen, the barbs are whatever, right? Ooh, you and Cardi share a birthday. All right, Trey. I know that's right. The turn up is gonna be real, right? The Bobby Brown reality show, right? That's right, Speak Sister. We are the culture. And it's about time. Kanye West knew what he's doing. Kanye West started commodifying our culture, and he's a billionaire now. When are we going to start commodifying our culture? Like, literally. When people are like, oh, no, don't take our culture. Y'all go and take it anyway. Let's start commodifying it. Let's start commodifying it. If not who? Kim Kardashian. She's going to commodify it. We might as well get that shit first, right? We might as well get that first. Look at Kim and Carly put a goddamn like bundle of $2 canacolon braid hair in their hair, baby hair all messed up down to their brows, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, so beautiful!" Everybody around the world copies their style. Meanwhile, Kylie is still stalking Black China's page, and Kim is stalking every other Black influencer's page, right? And their style is revered. It's revered. And then it's like, oh, but Kim can wear this and they don't call her ghetto. But this is my point. And I know it's easier said than done because words hurt and we don't live in a bubble. But from now on, when we put our shit on, right? With a short thing and this and that. And you know how it is when you go into a party in the hood. It's like, let's show it, let's grow it, let's do this and that. How about when we walk into the stores, when people give us condescending looks like ghetto trash? We hold our heads up high and be like, what the fuck? And still walk and still that. Because half the time, nobody says that shit, but they give us looks and they make us feel insecure and they make us feel like we're ghetto trash. So people try to put that respectability politics. How about next time somebody tries to treat us like we're trash without saying a word, we look at them with pride and don't feed into that shit. I know you see it. I know your man sees it. Yes, I know you wish that your pumpkin spice latte ass could have this much flavor. Now, if you excuse me, me and my girlfriends are gonna go eat dinner. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like we are the culture, but we have to start being, and I'm not saying we're not proud of our culture, but I mean, and y'all know what I'm talking about, those spaces that you walk in and they try to give you little looks because your ass is sitting a little bit too good in that tight dress, because those jeans are fitting too good, because your hair with the purple, yellow, now later flavors is looking too good. The wig is laid too much, because your lashes are hitting and your makeup's hitting, right? Because your body is banging too much in that thing, because you got on that hot shit that they couldn't even imagine putting it in their heads. So instead of just being like, we're mad, we're jealous, we're hating, what do? They try to shame you. So you shrink yourself and you sit quietly and you feel uncomfortable and you pull your dress down and you're just like, oh no, I should have wore something more conservative. So the next week they can post on the gram and try to even emulate you that much. That much. Isn't that what haters do? They shame you so they can emulate you, but they can't even emulate you, right? So they just take an inch of what you have. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, what is that? Remember when people, oh, what is that? Horsehair in your hair? Right? Is that horsehair? And then boom, they're there with $2 Kenkalon braids done badly, right? Done badly. Cornrows done badly. Sitting there talking about, yeah, these are my box braids. But yet we were sitting there ashamed because everybody was just staring like, ew, what's that in her hair? No, fuck that. It's time we start sitting right, sitting pretty, and being proud of our culture. I know we're proud of our culture, but I mean, like, stop letting people shame us. You guys don't realize they hate because they can't emulate. They shame because they want you to put it away so then they can pop up with it a year later and act like it's theirs. That's the whole point of it. It's literally, right? That's what it is. It's literally like, ugh, anyway, I'm always talking shit, right? I'm just saying, right? Yes, but I'm just saying, right? But listen, this is the way it should be. T. Cohen, your head held high. But I'm saying as a culture, I know y'all got sense, but I'm saying as a culture, the way we go into things, it's just like, oh, like the way we see on the internet, Black people going in these restaurants and being denied, and you see all the commenters in the comment section, most of them are Black, saying, but why didn't they get dressed up? Why they go there? They trying to be hood. Why are y'all breaking us down? Why we gotta dress like other people in order to our money spent just like them? Do we say that when they come in with their Dockers and their chino shirts and their button ups and they're punkin' latte basic mix saying, I'm sorry, you don't look the part. You can't come into this restaurant. Everybody in this restaurant is dressed down to the nines. You can't come here with that corny shit. No, we let them in. We let them in with their basic shit. So why are we as a people shaming our other people for going in because we're wearing our finest? Because when they see that shit, guarantee you walk in and everything's sitting and everybody's giving you looks, and then next year she's gonna try to do that for her husband on their anniversary dinner, but the ass ain't sitting and the waist ain't sitting and all that shit ain't sitting like it did when you walked in with your dress, right? So now they're mad. That's why it's like, ugh, God, look at the way, like, the dress is this and that and blah, 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 and hypersexualized. Yeah, you're just mad because your hips don't curve like this. Your butt don't sit like this. Your body don't look like this. And when it doesn't, they go to the doctor, right? And I'm not shaming anybody that's gone to the doctor for their body, but at least pay homage to what made you want to do there. How the hell you simultaneously trying to shame someone and making somebody ashamed that their body doesn't fit the image, but then you are now the image? It makes sense. And here's the thing. I think as a culture, we're waiting for people to be like, yes, you guys are the prototype. Man, fuck that. I don't like it. We don't need you to actually say that. But as a culture, we start reminding them, you know, you did it wrong. You know, real ass don't sit like that, right? You know, hips don't look like that. You know, that still don't look right, right? You know, you wish, you know, your hair still don't blend with colon like it's supposed to, right? Okay, just that you should know. That's all, right? That's all. Hey, Anita, what's going on, right? ACE said, oh my God, look at her butt, right? Who's Rochelle Aetes, right? Quick, somebody tell Monique well, Monique said that shit about bonnets. Y'all already know I did a video about her, but let me go. Well, Monique said that shit about baby, you on bonnets. Monique, I don't know if you've never had shit in life, but everybody, right, getting on a plane is like getting on the bus. It is early in the morning, and everybody knows that's not old. And Monique has a mindset. Everybody knows if you got a bonnet on, that means your hair is laid. And when you get off the plane, you're gonna rip that shit off, and it's gonna be Hawaiian silky underneath, right? Everybody knows that you're wearing a bonnet because your hair is laid underneath. You don't wear a bonnet when your hair is messed up. How old and out of touch Monique is? Who wears a bonnet when their hair is messed up? That shit is just all over the place. Who cares? No point in moisturizing it. Let the cotton pillow rip it apart. It needs to go to the hairdresser anyway. You only wear a bonnet when your hair is protecting it. The fact that you have been so, and I get it, because Monique's been judged a lot in her life, but the fact that you've been judged so much in your life that you feel even at 7 a.m. in the airport that you gotta be dressed to go, like, literally, you're in pajamas. Yes, Monique, we have more than one pair of pajamas. I pulled out a clean pair of pajamas, took a shower, picked them on, wrapped my hair back up, put my bonnet on, and then went for my early morning flight. And so what? Monique's that person, internalized misogyny. Internalized misogyny and all the ways people kick down on you. Now that you lost a little bit and Beyonce sent you some Ivy Park, now you want to sit there and kick down on everybody else. Remember after that, she posted those girls that were getting on there. And the thing is, you don't know somebody's financial situation. You don't know what they're going through. They could be going to someone's funeral. They could have scraped their pennies together because something's happening. They need to be there. And they actually don't have anything better. Maybe the pajamas are, you think they're pajamas. Maybe those are the best clothes they have. Or maybe they were just lazy, put on some fresh pajamas and went and put their hair in a bun. I see you didn't say anything to when you go, you've seen it. When you've seen people of other colors in pajamas and pillows, but what's the difference? They don't got a bonnet on, their hair's in like a ratty ponytail, but it's cool. And when she took the pictures of those girls from the side without their permission, talking about, look at that. But this is you, Black Queen. And I said, bitch, you forgot where you came from. And you're lucky I don't have time to humble you. You are lucky. Because I'm not evil like that. But bitch, you're lucky I don't have time to humble you. Because you're begging for it. But you know what they say. When people are like that and you literally kick down, you literally photograph some women from an unthing saying, oh, but this is a queen. That's right, Black queens. And then you try to gaslight me and say, but it's done with love. I literally was looking at that screen. I didn't have time that day. But I was like, bitch, somebody, it's not me. I'm going to leave it to the universe. I'm going to leave it to the universe. I'm going to leave it to the universe. Because how much hate in your heart do you have for yourself that you feel that somebody is not worthy of respect if they got a bonnet on their head? I don't know. Besides being dumb and old fashioned, and you don't even know that under bonnets the hair is laid, right? And it's an older generation thing. Because don't forget, Monique, I remember when I was literally, like Monique. I mean, I was never by Monique, but I remember when I was younger, it was unacceptable for people to wear headscarves, right? You see the way now people have like the edges laying and they're like the little headscarves with their hair pulled back into a bantu knot, or you have like a top bun and you got like a hair scarf. I remember that was ghetto. That was hood. That was unacceptable. And now it's cool. Now it's cool. But now you're saying bonnets are, man, grow up. Let's stop this self-hate. Listen, tomorrow, let's have a million bonnet march. Who's with me? And you get free refreshments if you wear a pair of Scooby-Doo pajamas, or if you got Blue's Clues, or if you got SpongeBob pajamas. All right? Who's with me? Raise your hand and say, aye. Right? Raise your hand. Listen, here's all I'm saying. We can wear whatever the fuck we want, when we want, how we want. And no one, not red, yellow, green, white, or black, has the right to talk about, you don't pay my bills, you don't do my hair. You might not think it's necessary, but guess what, bitch? I'm on this plane and I do. So please mind your business and go. That was my point. That's my point. Anyway, y'all meet me for the million bonnet march tomorrow, and bring your SpongeBob SquarePants pajamas, and we're gonna have a party, and we're gonna be twerking in those streets with a white pedicure, a pair of Adidas or Nike shower slides, or Christian Dior if you doing it like that, and we gonna go. All right. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for joining me. It's been great. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.